So I'm Bangladeshi. I'm actually half Bangladeshi and half Irish American. I have a whole bunch of family in Bangladesh, and I've always thought that in my career I would be mostly based in the U.S. and just coming back to Bangladesh to visit. I never thought I'd be actually doing business in Bangladesh, but just through a series of luck and coincidences, we're now definitely doing business in Bangladesh. So almost half of our employees, of the nearly 100 employees that we have, are based in our Dhaka office, and that office is growing rapidly. In a year from now, we'll have more people in our Dhaka office than we do here in our San Francisco headquarters. So what is Augmetics? We are really working to tackle the biggest pain point in all of healthcare right now, which is the fact that doctors spend a third or more of their day on the computer typing away, on the electronic health record, and not really doing what they went to med school to do, which is caring for patients right in front of them. Doctors hate having to back turn and feed the beast, as I say, and patients don't like it either because they don't want to look at the doctor's back, and the system finds this to be a painful problem from an efficiency standpoint. Augmetics steps in and resolves this problem. When doctors wear Google Glass and use our service, doctors don't spend a third of their day on the computer. They spend closer to 1% of the day on the computer. Sometimes I'm asked, right now you're putting Google Glass and the Augmetics service on the eyes and ears of American doctors, but is there any way for the front end of this service we're making to be deployed in Bangladesh, for example? And I would say yes, definitely, eventually. We imagine that, first of all, Google Glass is an incredible tool, not necessarily for consumers and end users today, but more for specialists and business cases, and especially healthcare. Healthcare is exciting because you have people that are urgent, they're mobile, they need their hands, they have high documentation and communication burdens. And so when we think about the Bangladesh market, we imagine that there can be scenarios where people are traveling to remote areas, either doctors or other healthcare folks, and they're getting support remotely, software-based support and human support, either from central places in Bangladesh or even from the US. So we're moving forward in stages. Right now, we want to create a profitable, viable, expanding company where the back office and the engineering is largely powered in Bangladesh, but the front end and the value is really first generated, and the sales are first generated in the US, where doctors are very highly paid, and they have a lot of overhead, and they're very, very much consumed with the documentation burden. And once we have that base business rocking and rolling, we have all kinds of visions of expanding our technology just a little bit further to be able to enable those kinds of applications to serve markets like Bangladesh. What are some of the challenges of having such a global team with our folks in Bangladesh, our folks in San Francisco? Wow, they're profound challenges. I would say the key ingredient to making it work is having sound and sturdy leadership on both sides. People that, especially in Bangladesh, that understand the crazy world of startups, the crazy world of working with Western norms. The leadership in Bangladesh needs to be especially focused on documentation, prioritization, planning, more so than would normally be the case, and over-communicating in almost every respect. And there just needs to be a huge amount of trust on all sides in order to make it work. And if these ingredients are not in place, I do not recommend for an early-stage startup like Augmetics to try to do what we're doing with dispersed global teams.